Good day, Dr. Doreen D. Ataal, and to our panelists for today. Our research title is all about the impact of distance learning to the mental health of BEd students of Capi State University, Dayao Satellite College. And this will be presented by me, Shalagris Uwadan, and with my partner, Wendy Bueno. Chapter 1 Introduction. This study is all about the impact of distance learning to the mental health of BEd students. It is important to know the impact of distance learning to the mental health of the BEd students to be able to know and be aware of the challenges and issues that the students are facing. Background of the study. The Department of Education has implemented the distance learning modalities for the school year 2020 to 2021 as an innovative approach to ensure the learning continuity while the vaccine is not yet available. Distance learning is a way of educating students online. Lectures and learning materials are sent over the internet. Students work from home, not in the classroom. Mental health is defined by World Health Organization as a state of well-being in which individual realizes his or her own potential, can cope with the normal stresses of life, can work productively, and is able to make a contribution to her or his community. According to Katie Layer, a mental health counselor who specialized in trauma and anxiety, she stated, the increased screen time of online instruction and the lack of face-to-face interaction have affected many students' mental and physical health. In fact, an increased time has been linked to anxiety, depression, and perceived attention problems. The researchers' main desire in the conduct of the study was to find out the impact of distance learning to the mental health of BEd students in Capi State University, Dayao Satellite College. Statement of the problem. Generally, the study aimed to determine the impact of distance learning to the mental health of BEd students in Capi State University, Dayao Satellite College. It sought to answer the following question. First, what are those mental health issues that the students encountered while in the distance learning? Second, how distance learning affect the mental health of these students? And third, is there a significant effect on distance learning to the mental health of BEd students of Capi State University Dayao Satellite College school year of 2021 to 2022? Hypothesis. This study entitled Impact of Distance Learning to the Mental Health of BEd Students of Capi State University Dayao Satellite College, school year 2021 to 2022 has one achievable result. Distance learning has no significant effect on the mental health of BEd students in Capi State University Dayao Satellite College, school year 2021 to 2022. Theoretical framework. This study was anchored to constructivism of Wedemeyer. The fundamental nature of distance education is a distinct non-traditional type of education, which focuses on the independence of the student learner. The ideal distance education system that encompasses what Wedemeyer believed to be the essence of the distance education is made up of 10 characteristics. Wedemeyer indicated four essential elements involved in every teaching learning scenario: a teacher, a learner's communication system, and information to be taught or learned. According to Hanson et al. 1997, his philosophy of successful distance education efforts included the development of a relationship between the teacher and the students. Conceptual framework. This study will be conducted to determine the possible impact of distance learning to the mental health of BEd students of Capi State University Dayao Satellite College. So figure 1 shows the conceptual framework of the study. It consisted of two variables, distance learning as the independent and the mental health as dependent variable. Significance of the study. This study would be beneficial to the following. First, students. This study would enable students to know the impact of distance learning to the mental health of the students. The outcome of the study will help them to know the possible effect of distance learning to their mental health. Next is teachers. The study will enable the teacher to know and be aware of the students' challenges in distance learning. The outcome of this study will help teachers to be aware and understand the struggles that our students facing that affects the mental health of the students in distance learning. Parents. This study would provide parents with basic information regarding to the effects of distance learning to the mental health of their students. The outcome of this study will help parents to be more understanding and enable them to boost the self-confidence of their children. Community. The outcome of this study would benefit the community because the school is part of the community. The result would give awareness to every parents of the learners about the impact of distance learning to the mental health of the students. And last, future researchers. This study may encourage future researchers to conduct related studies in relation to the present study with the different variable used. This study will help future researchers to have a basis and reference in the gaining knowledge for their present study. Scope and delimitation of the study. This study was conducted to the determination of the impact of distance learning to the mental health of BEd students of Capiz State University Diao Satellite College. The participant of this study was randomly selected in BEd students of Capiz State University Diao Satellite College for the school year 2021 to 2022. The data gathered are based on the responses of education students who participated in this study. Descriptive correlation method of research was used in the study and survey questionnaire as a research instrument. Part 1 dealt with socio-demographic profile of the respondents such as age, sex, and civil status. Part 2 pertained to the impact of distance learning to the mental health of BEd students of Capiz State University Diao Satellite College. The study used statistical tools such as frequency count, percentage, mean, and ANOVA was used to determine the relationship between the dependent and independent variables. Chapter 3 Methodology Research Design. The descriptive correlation method of research was used in the study. According to Manuel and Medel, 1976, descriptive research involved the description, recording, analysis, and interpretation of the present nature, composition of or process of phenomena. The focus is on the prevailing conditions, on how a person, group, or team behaves or function at the time of the study. According to Creswell, G.A. 2008, correlational research design are used by investigators to describe and measure the degree of relationship between two or more variables or set of scores. A procedures in which subject scores on two variables are simply measured without manipulation of any variables to determine whether there is a relationship. Correlational research examines the relationship between two or more non-manipulated variables. Locale of the study. This study was conducted at Capiz State University Diao Satellite College during academic year 2021 to 2022. Respondents of the study. This study used purposive sampling in determining the sample size of the study. The respondents of this study were 240, taken from population of 534 of BEd students of Capiz State University Diao Satellite College for the school year 2021 to 2022. The 240 identified respondents were chosen purposively. By all means, the researchers selected them intentionally and based to their ability to understand the certain questionnaire. The population size of first year level has 134, second year level has 122, third year level has 141, and fourth year level has 137 students. All in all, the population of BEd students of Capiz State University Diao Satellite College is 534. So here the table 1, the diagram below shows the distribution of respondents to be taken from each year level of BEd students. Research instrument. The primary instrument of this study was a survey questionnaire. This instrument will be online survey form that will be used to gather data and information of the respondents. The survey questionnaire was divided into two parts. The first part is all about the student's socio-demographic profile, while the second part is all about the possible impact of distance learning to the mental health of the students. Data analysis procedure. The gathered data were tabulated, analyzed, and interpreted for interpretation. To facilitate the accuracy, analysis, and interpretation of the data, the items were scored using the following scoring guide. So, point 5, scale 4.2 to 5, verbal, strongly agree. Point 4, scale 3.4 to 4.19, verbal, agree. Point 3, scale 2.6 to 3.9, verbal, neutral. Point 2, scale 1 to 2.59, verbal is disagree. Point 1, scale 1 to 1.79, verbal, strongly disagree. Statistical tools. The collected data from the investigation were analyzed and interpreted using the statistical package for social science software. Frequency count, percentage, mean, and ANOVA are used to determine the impact of distance learning to the mental health of BEd students in Capiz State University Diao Satellite College during school year 2021 to 2022. Frequency count and percentage. These were used to determine the number of observations and its corresponding percentage. Mean. This test was used to find out the impact of distance learning to the mental health of BEd students of Capiz State University Diao Satellite College. ANOVA. This test is a statistical way that is used to check if the mean or two or more groups are significantly different from each other. It helped the researcher to determine the significant difference in the impact of distance learning to the mental health of BEd students of Capiz State University Diao Satellite College.